So we go back to the next one, which is authenticity, which I'll pick up on. And that's about giving consumers a choice for what feels genuine to them. I've really had a lot of discussion about clean versus cleaner, just like healthy versus healthier, getting into the subtleties and the nuances of this space. Now, we framed what clean label looks like based on how brands and products communicate this. And I think in general terms, you've got 4 attributes to what clean label can look like. It's the active nutrition, active ingredients, which is about the recognizable plant-based, doesn't have to be, by the way, but just inverted commas, what people perceive, plant-based and natural ingredients. So are they recognizable? The number of ingredients, there's still a proponent for less is more. We definitely see that on some bars, and certainly a lot of the bar concepts we're seeing, even just in supply side West recently. And then, of course, the origin, provenance, and traceability of those active ingredients. You have the excipients or the fillers or the gums or whatever format we're in, capsules, tablets, powders, bars, etc. A lot of focus on the excipients, so ultra processed about sweeteners and the total excipient load, particularly for some supplements, and the naturalness of that, additives, preservatives. So people are managing this. And then you have some elements about formats, encapsulation, liquid filled, or any of the conservative colors and preservatives. You've got those 3 areas. The final one is sustainability, which you might think isn't quite clean label per se, but it definitely seems to link synonymously with it in the conversations of brands where people are looking about their environmental footprint. And I'll just point to some data we did previously when we looked at over 4,000 brands. Sadly, I think sadly, only 16% of those brands had a dedicated sustainability page. It doesn't mean to say they're not being sustainable, but interestingly, they weren't quite promoting it as much as we'd hoped. So that's kind of like the framing of clean label. But I just want to sort of discuss very quickly that ultimately, when we've engaged in this, a lot of people discuss whether, consumers, will they buy it? Will they pay for it? Is it too expensive? And people worrying about this discussion of clean versus non-clean. And it's all a little bit of a bigger issue here that I think brands and consumers are looking for us to just give them the best products possible. They can't all be clean. It's not possible. You won't make good products. So they're looking for cleaner labels in general. I think it's intuitive that they would like to have it. They're just waiting for us to make them more accessible to them in price and make them easy to understand. And it should never be a binary discussion. It's about choice. So the choice is we have done the best we can in this area, and they're looking for the substance behind the logo, the authenticity that you are generally making a difference. And yes, whilst brands wrestle with the cost and impact of change, the reality is you can ask any consumer today what they want. It doesn't really change much. We just have an industry's collective responsibility to be as best as we can and keep moving the dial further and further forward.